going to start out
Go
this
ahead.
week with talking about our big
Our weekend, well, yeah, exactly. So
weekend.
what we did our last week and stuff too.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Well, I mean, first of all, a quick shout out on a couple of things. The Cary Grove speech team is going to state this upcoming weekend, so they qualify with their production in the round.
Yeah.
And so it's a large group of students that qualified for that. And then they had an individual, Matthew Coronado, that's going down.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then we also had wrestling sectionals, and Charlie Gruen is going to be going on to state too. So shout out to CG. We be CG, way to go on that.
Swim team also.
Swim team just was finishing up, so they've got some, I'm sure, state qualifiers. Are they
coming
at
up.
state?
Yeah, I think they are
Okay.
at state now.
So we have to check on that too, because I know a lot of those wonderful young men. They're fantastic.
Hard to miss them.
The dyed hair, they do the
Real blonde.
platinum.
We got some of them helping us at musical.
They call it atomic blonde, whatever.
Yeah.
Just your type. What about you?
Still working on musical. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
About a month away, so lots of work to do still.
Oh, yeah?
That's all we do. Yeah.
How did you do Sunday?
Fine without you, think.
Yeah.
How did you do last
I
week?
told you not to come. We were fine.
You told me twice. Yeah.
It's fine. We have enough kids.
And you didn't invite me?
We have enough kids.
He invited me, and then on
My
Sunday.
feelings are hurt.
I said we had enough kids. Go ahead. What'd you do?
Didn't help with the musical.
Okay, so what did you do?
I had a wonderful game show night.
Well, let's talk about that, guys.
That's really the highlight. I can't think of anything else other than that.
That's true. We did plan a lot for that,
Yeah.
so there was that. A lot of planning went into that event, and
I had a great time at your house.
wasn't that fun?
The
You
night
learned how to
before.
do shrink wrap.
Shrink wrap
Yeah.
baskets. Is a new
Shrink wrap and
skill.
baskets.
Shrink
See?
it up. Who would have known?
You can put that on your list of skills.
Yeah.
Skill set.
Sorting corks by
Down to
numbers.
3. Corks, yeah.
By numbers. Not good.
The wine pull was awesome.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
well.
So let's chat about that. We did a lot of different things for it. So we had a game show night, and what else? We did a raffle, right? Basket raffles.
Yep.
And then you were talking about the corks. That was
Wine pole.
correct. That was a
Always a good
huge
deal.
winner. Huge winner.
Yeah, everyone was.
And then everyone. And then we did a 50-50. And then the highlight was all these games that we got to play with everyone that came and joined us.
Team games, individual games.
Yes.
Pretty
Learned a
big
lot of fun
competition.
facts.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
walk and jump.
Elephants can't jump.
Elephants can't jump, and he said, was ever wondering?
I put my money where my mouth
elephants
is,
cannot
if anyone's wondering.
They cannot. Well, that's what it thinks.
So what do you think was one of the most exciting things about the night?
The turnout.
The
There was
turnout.
A lot of people.
Damn, I met way
About
more
100
people than
people?
I've ever known in my life.
Yeah. A lot of people. A lot of different people.
It's a little humbling
Yeah,
in a very good
absolutely.
way to see the community support. We certainly had a lot of people register, but we also had a lot of people just join
Crash the
us and
party.
show up, and
Yeah.
it was fantastic. So thank you to everyone that came
Yeah,
and joined us.
great
And
time. Thank
Those
you.
steak kebabs.
Yep.
Food was good.
I didn't know. I didn't know we were getting them. So when I saw that
Made it.
it
it's all
didn't
about
make
the,
my
is
night.
it all
because
about the
night-
food?
No, the people were great, but the steak kebabs didn't hurt.
No, people really enjoyed
They're
that.
phenomenal. They're filet.
Yeah.
They were
Highly
delicious.
complimented on the food.
Delicious. The food
Yes.
was very good, and the company, as we said, was great. And as we said, it's one of those things that when we put that outreach to the community, it's nice to see everyone that says, "Hey, I want to be a part of this. I want to help you out."
Right.
And we had a lot of people that volunteered, say, "I want to continue volunteering," and we're very excited and
I
thankful
bet
and grateful for that.
for every person that made it out, we had one or two more who were, hey, sorry, we
Other
have busy
commitments.
because it was a busy weekend for a lot of people, and it was nice just to hear from people that hardly know too much about me, but they've gotten to know, and they were still
Yeah, it's
supportive.
Nice to get to know the people and
Right.
talk to everybody. So
And that is what it's about. Once people, I think, get to know our goal is that they get to know us on a personal level, know what we stand for, what we're looking for, and asking for their support. And, of course, their vote. Most importantly, their vote.
absolutely.
Yeah, work.
So what about questions? I think we got a couple, questions. You want to kind of field one of them, Sean? Start off with the first one. Maybe people asking about Selkie property. Did anyone come up and talk to you about that?
Absolutely.
Okay. And what were their thoughts on that?
Well, a lot of people want to see, from what I've heard, and beyond the dinner too, thinking some sort of staple consumer good, a nice Garfield's, Binny's. I mean, there's certain grocery stores that can and cannot maybe go there, but
Right.
grocery asks some sort of cornerstone of that plaza, that
Right.
region.
Something welcoming.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
Right.
and if we can't have nice signs, the very least we can do is have nice businesses there,
Right.
because that is the gateway to our
We're never going to
community.
give up on those signs. We're hoping they'll be resurrected. at some
I will build them myself. So
Oh, yeah. I can get the crew from high school.
yeah, and I'll ask for your help, and then I'll tell
I
you not
think
to
we all
come the
can
night
help.
before.
Do that.
Okay, excellent. But truthfully, I think all of us got some questions about the
Yeah,
Selkie
about the
property, and
property,
you're
and-
right. You just kind of drive into town, and that's the first thing you see. Come up
a lot
14.
of even compliments and talk about all the new things starting to come into town.
Right.
And let's continue to do it.
The Selkie property is tricky, I think, for the general public especially. You know, I don't want to go into it unless, you know, I'm engaging with somebody, but the TIF district, what it needs to be facilitating a spot like that, sidewalks, sewage, there's so much to it. It's not turnkey ready right now.
No, it's not.
And I think that,
It'll take some work.
yeah, literally.
Which is one of the reasons that there is a TIF on that property.
Well, yeah.
Right, to
We
help
can go
get
down
those improvements, some of those improvements in place, and it makes it a lot, easier for any developer to come in and say, I can buy this property because I can
do something
financially
with it.
make it work.
Right. It's feasible for them.
Exactly.
And it'll-
Right, and unfortunately, the community as a whole never has to worry about there being a 10-story high-rise there because
Right.
they would hit the wires.
Right. Well, how about we were talking about people come up here, you were talking about some of the new types of developments that are coming in.
Casey said people are loving
Oh,
it.
yeah.
People are loving that, and
Okay.
there were some questions about, I think,
They're getting their liquor license.
right, and our understanding is they have
They're in the works.
asked for it, they're applying for that. I don't know that they've turned it in quite yet, but I think that will also help,
Yeah,
just
when
make
we
the
were-
whole
Mike and I
experience.
were there and they said they were going to talk about doing that, and
The demand seems to be there, that's for sure.
Yeah, they are crowded. Every
Yeah.
time I've been there a couple of times.
Great
It's been
service.
delicious. And
Killing it. Just not as cooked as I'd think it would be, you
oh,
know?
exactly. That's that sushi, babe.
just the
All new to
sushi
me.
part of it. Sushi part.
Beautiful place. What is
One
it?
of the other things that people were approaching us about was the new development behind the Jewel, that they saw the buildings going up, and that's for that new Pearl, the senior development. A lot of residents weren't really aware what that specifically was, and again, we've talked about that.
A lot
That's
went into that, right? There's conference room going in.
huge
Community room.
community room
Right.
that's going to be able to use for senior programming, not just for people that live there, but in addition, we're hoping that maybe the park district or other taxing bodies may want to contact us and work with us to be able to use that.
Yeah, that's the purpose of the space.
Right, right.
Isn't
There's a
that?
need for that.
And speaking of that, we're very, very grateful. I'm very grateful that I was on the board and we were able to pass that. Unfortunately,
Close vote.
it was a close vote.
Who voted in favor of that?
I voted in favor of it. Trustee Chapman at the time and Trustee Dudek, the three of us voted in favor of it.
Of the senior housing?
Correct. So the other board members, that would have been Trustee Kostler, Trustee Cavalli, and Trustee Kraus did not vote in favor of it. So the mayor, in that time, whenever there's a tie, he has to vote. So he was the deciding
Tiebreaker.
vote, and it was able to pass. And I can just tell you that how many seniors, even there, some of them coming out saying they're so excited that we're
Yeah,
having some of that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's a start.
To start.
It's just a start because that's the tip of the iceberg. We need additional senior housing. How many
more than
seniors
most
want to
communities.
age in place?
Right.
Because who wants to leave Cary? But really, the choices are slim pickings.
Right. Well, and you got to figure that these are the people that have all these years have put their children through the schools and paid all those tax dollars to get the new schools built and make sure that
They
we
want to
keep.
stay here,
They want to stay here,
and their homes will be up for sale and bring in new residents
Right.
to our community.
Yeah, and Jules right there.
and they're looking for you. It's a perfect location for that. Because it's right by
Lots of things.
Pilates. It's right by. You can get your hair cut. You can go to the dentist. You can go to the post office, bank. There's
coffee.
tons of things.
See an eye doctor going in there soon.
Correct. So.
Chiropractor, lots of good stuff
Yep.
over there.
Yep. So that's a great thing.
That's a great benefit all around.
So I think
understand.
overall, with our fundraiser, we also want to reach out and thank. We had tons of community support from our businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people.
And I think there was probably around 25 businesses, pretty close, that donated something for our
At least,
fundraiser.
and many of those businesses being local residents as well.
Correct.
I think that was the biggest thing that hit home with me is these aren't only people who have shops here, but they live here, they have kids here,
Correct.
they have dogs here, everything's here in Cary.
Sure.
And they love it, and they are looking towards our team as
The
a
future of
positive
Cary,
reflection and something that they see as beneficial. And again, that's humbling and challenging and
Right.
something that we feel like we're up to the task to do that, to represent our
No, I
residents.
think we owe it
and-
to them. I mean, at the very least, that's, I don't think, people talk about a lot, we have our own opinions. I don't think for residents or businesses alike, Cary has had much of an atmosphere of being open for business, for 24, 36, 48 months.
Right.
A lot of people would like to see people willing to bring in ideas and entertain them and go from there.
Correct.
A lot of
And be open.
opportunities. Very open.
And be open
Hear
to
some
it.
things and
Right, like you said,
see what's out there.
listen to someone. If someone has an idea, let's listen to what it is.
Cooperate together and talk
right,
about it. Right.
Make some suggestions on things that maybe we'd like to see changed, and then always be looking towards the long term. We want things that are
Sometimes it
sustainable.
might be a yes. But
Right.
Right, and follow some sort of path that we've had set here, and
some vision.
Yeah, which we have
Correct.
a lot of groundwork for.
We do, exactly. We've got that comprehensive plan that we talk about many times, but that's at least a blueprint to get us
Comprehensive
going.
what?
Yeah, exactly.
You got that.
So a huge shout out again to everybody that came and supported us, everyone that donated to our fundraiser, and we are very grateful and appreciative, and
It's awesome.
So
lots and lots of fun. So fun was had by all.
too much. I mean, we're still here today.
I learned a lot of fun facts.
There were still people there when we were packing up and leaving.
Yes, I don't think we closed down until at least 11:30ish.
Yeah.
So it was, and everyone stayed till the end.
Yeah, it's a great turn.
Some nice trophies were awarded for some top winners. I think you may know one of the top winners. It's not Kyle, by the way,
No.
just so we know.
My wife walked away with
your
it.
mantle.
It's a big.
My kids are playing with it. I mean, that's what you get.
She was
When you see a guy like me, you think it has to be balanced out by someone beautiful and smart. And so,
Well, that's what I think. When I see you, I go, you've got to have a balance there.
yeah, something's got to be better.
No, but it was lots of fun. A lot of awards going out to people, a lot of medals, and
A lot of hard work put in behind the scenes.
yes.
We thank everybody.
Yep. If you like this video, don't miss any others. Click on the subscribe button and bell below to be notified of future videos.